I think the Mexicans are rightfully deeply offended by the rhetoric that is going around, as they should be. I think there's a certain level of outrage that you saw manifest in former President Fox, who said, drop the F-bomb in reference to, we're not building that wall. And however inelegant that might be, it reflects, I think, the anger beneath the surface. One of the things I want to comment on that I think we would do very well to take to heart as Americans is in understanding and appreciating just how deeply offensive this rhetoric is and how it's got to end. Because it's no longer the case that we can say, oh, well, it's this fringe candidate who's never going to be elected. Increasingly, it's looking like it's becoming, especially as more candidates start talking about repudiating NAFTA and whatnot, it's becoming more, there's this contagion effect. Number one, we have benefited. I mean, Congressman O'Rourke earlier mentioned that we shouldn't forget that the Mexicans have a short memory and that it's taken a lot of years to overcome the fact that we went to war with Mexico and seized half their country, and that's just a fact. It's an inconvenient historical truth that we have to recognize, and what was, I think, a very pretextual war. That memory exists. Number two, we have a long history of anti-immigrant, anti-Mexico initiatives, Prop 187 in California, and a bunch of other things. So it seems like this anti-Mexico thing keeps building. We have enjoyed peaceful border relations, and if you look at the world and the state of the world where conflict reigns, we should really take to heart how blessed we are as a nation to have a nation like Mexico as our neighbor, a peaceful neighbor that basically actually shares many of our values. I worry, frankly, that this rhetoric is going to give rise domestically in Mexico, which, by the way, is an emerging, thriving democracy. They just elected their first independent candidate as governor in Nuevo León, which was a big shock to the political system. It's a multi-party system. How would America feel if, in response to this rhetoric, a radicalized candidate surfaced in Mexico with hostile anti-American rhetoric? I mean, Donald Trump, let's not forget, has actually alluded to the possibility of war to enforce his threats, which is preposterous. We're not going to war. But I mean, the fact that it's even out there is insane. That's why I started earlier and said it's insane. So I think the next president of the United States is going to have a lot of work to do to repair and restore faith and trust and confidence, and notwithstanding the very good work we've done in this administration, I believe, creating the high-level economic dialogue, shifting the focus away from security to competitiveness and economic cooperation, a lot of that has been undone. So that's the Mexico perspective that I worry about deeply.